Welcome back, brothers, to yet another episode here on the Oshay VlogCast Channel. I am so happy that you are here today. For those of you in the live stream, go ahead on and like the video. For those of you who are on the restream, like the video as well. Today, we have an expert with us on this show. She's been on YouTube for quite some time. For those of you who watch Glenn and Cameron, you will definitely know who this young lady is. She has so much great information, and I felt that it was very good to bring this over here to this black male audience. The topic, as you know, is how to enter the legal marijuana industry, but that's just one of the things we'll be talking about. So without further ado, that beautiful young lady is Ericka Williams of the Ericka Williams YouTube channel, over 11,000 subscribers. So we're glad to have her today. She was on here last night with the panel. Welcome, Ericka. How you doing today?
Hello, everybody. It's Erika from the Classy Climb blog. I had to, get the hair right. Come on here with Oshay. I'm super excited. I like what you're doing. I like your platform, and I'm glad I came out.
Yeah, and we so glad. So look at the brothers already waiting. And shout out to Tony Maceo. He actually did an article on this. I was going to say that. I'll put that in the link. We wrote an article on this, but we're going to hear it from your perspective. Shout out to Tony Maceo. Let's just tell everybody what you do, Sister Ericka, for those people who might not know you.
So you guys probably see me online at various points. Dr. Boyce Waskin interviewed me. His show did, not necessarily him, but you might see me on that platform. But I've been talking about tax lien investing, and I've been talking about how to get pieces of the puzzle, right? And I wrote this book, The Smartphone Millionaire, how to lend to people, money, businesses, real estate. And a lot of it is try to get people to invest, but you don't have to invest. Some people say, well, man, Oshay, I don't have $1,000, $10,000, $15,000. You don't need that at this point in time. The industry is so broken up at this point where you can come in at $5, $25. I think that's why you saw so many people so excited about Bitcoin, right? So many people were so excited to get into these industries because they could finally afford it. And that's a lot of what I teach and what I do. If you see me, I do a lot of talking with Andre Hatchett of Owner Be Own, or you may see me talk about Todd Capital Investment Group. I'm in several investment groups, but it's just powerful. The internet's really powerful right now.
Let me ask you this, because I know that you're definitely an expert in this particular field, but because internet is a new industry. What did you go to school for and things like this, and then how did you get into what you're doing now?
So I went to East Carolina University. Go Pirates, in Greenville, North Carolina.
David Gerard.
I went for business and sociology, right? And as I was there, I just saw it was like hookups. Like, I'm trying to explain to people that outside people is like, I saw black fraternity dudes. They all started working at Wachovia together. I saw black fraternity dudes all work at certain insurance companies together. And it was kind of like who you know. Even at college, with all this opportunity, internships, all this stuff, it's still who you know. And I thought that was enlightening for me, because I think a lot of people get locked out of opportunities because they just don't know the right people, right? So, but that's where I went to school. And a lot of this I learned because our family has farms in North Carolina. And, when you get a tax lien, you're like, hey, what's going on? And so once our family kind of researched, figured out how to do things and how to buy tax liens, how to invest in tax liens, it was on the popping. So that's kind of how that part happened. And I just was able to reteach it to other people.
Okay. What made you want to come to YouTube and start your classes and things like that?
What's funny is I felt like I was repeating the same thing over and over, but also I felt like I didn't see people that, I'm gonna be careful, that looked like me, that were talking from my perspective. Everybody had these hood struggle stories. Oh my God, I'm in the struggle and I'm from the projects and, single parent moms. And I was like, I don't fit any of those characters. I don't fit any of those stories. I just feel like there's another part of America that's not being kind of shown. We can say Black America, we say brown America, you say whatever you want. But I just I would go to, when I was in school, I'd be the only Black person in class, in college, ECU. And, these kids would be getting all mad. This is before Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. But kids would be like, I'm so mad about this and that. And I go, well, I come from a cop family. My mom did 26 years in the Army. What are y'all talking about? You're talking about a stereotype that doesn't exist because you're not talking to me. You know what I mean? And so I just felt like when I use YouTube, it was a way to talk to people from everywhere, just connect with other people that were like me and just other people in general.
Okay. Now let me kind of talk to you about So I know you have a lot of different products and stuff because it's very similar in some ways to what Glendon has. But you know, a lot of brothers, and shout out to Tony Maceo because he wrote an article on the Negro Manosphere. He's a senior writer on on the Negro Manosphere because you know I have a black male audience, and he was talking about the lucrative things about the legal marijuana industry. I kind of wanted to get your perspective on. I know you have a course on it. Let's talk a little bit about that if we can. What's so lucrative about this new burgeoning industry that's in certain parts of America?
So I put out the course, and I'm gonna give your audience 40% off on pretty much anything on my site because I like what you do and I want to share that with them. Okay. But like I had like 400 people jump up on this course, and I was like, wow, there's really a push for it. But what I started doing is I started noticing that Trump was kind of doing this, you know, we got to take care of the suburbs and those, you know, those moms, you know, he didn't have to say it, but really the word is a lot of white people are getting addicted to opiates and heroin. What is a way we can segue them off of drugs without sending them to prison?
Mm-hmm.
Medical marijuana. Now you in California got all these elderly people, you know, they send them by the busloads, elderly white people from retirement homes learning about medical marijuana. And you know, hemp and other products are cash crops. You know, so the top 20 northern states where it used to be all about corn, they're lobbying for hemp. And what I see is going to happen is, again, there's going to be an opportunity where all this stuff comes up and Black people and Latino people are going to be locked out. If you don't invest in the industry early, you're going to be locked out. Like there's places in Canada right now where they have 1 million square feet facility for growing medical marijuana. I mean, it's just like it right now. It's like, it's so funny. There's one pharmaceutical drug company who is trying to develop a thing for itching. Let's say you got bad itching, whatever it is, say you got bad itching. They are putting weed inside the medicine so that you can have 1, relief from the itching, and 2, kind of a normal life without it being a pain medicine. So there's just so many ways they're doing it. And like, if you saw the boom of Colorado, California, Seattle, they're making so much money. Like right now in Seattle, they went back. Now there's twofold. In Seattle, they had 6 years where they took all the drug convictions for weed off. Now, why did they do that? Because so many people were saying this is unfair. You're locking people up for weed charges. And plus they had a cop that was dirty and they had like 100 charges tied to him. So instead of like dealing with that dirty cop in Seattle, what they did is they just went back 6 years in Washington State and took away your, if you had a possession charge for weed or whatever, you're done. You're clear. You're straight. If you were in jail, you got out. If you were on probation, you done. And that is the power of money and how powerful marijuana is going to be.
Okay. Now, what are some of the opportunities that you think? Let's say I'm a person, I don't know anything about this industry, and I want to invest. What would be some tips for me that you would have, or how would I go about it?
So for me, what I would tell people is be careful, right? Because you want to come in at a safe level. Now, what's happening in Colorado? They weren't letting the money go in the banks. People were getting paid in cash. They're hiring like security guards everywhere. They're hiring military security guys. But what they needed was money. So some of these guys would be like, hey, I'm making all this money, but I can't get a loan for my mortgage because they won't take, the money from this company I have because it doesn't go in the bank. It's all cash. I can't seem to get a mortgage on a house. And Colorado housing industry is crazy booming right now. So you can be a private money person for their business, private money person for their mortgage. You can do a lot of things. I mean, there's levels to it. You can own a dispensary. Like I was just in Detroit, and I don't know if anybody saw the videos I did in Detroit. We're investing there, and there was dispensaries there, and they were looking for investors in Detroit.
Dispensaries in Detroit?
In Detroit. I drove by one, and I wanted the girl that was driving with me, Aisha. She lives there. I wanted her to stop, but she was like, no, the hipster's over there right now. Let's go and see it later. But we didn't go back and see it. And I was like, no, I need a video for my, YouTube channel. But yeah, there's a lot of states. There's like 20 states right now pushing really hard for weed. And I think it's because of the opiate addiction crisis. Mm-hmm. It's a really great way to sell it to healthcare companies and say, instead of sending Becky to the rehab, we can give Becky this medical marijuana and transition her off, heroin addiction. Mm-hmm. And it's going to make money for everybody. And I just feel like you have another boom coming in America that Black people might miss again. So that's part of why I did the course.
Now let's talk about the course that you have as far as this. So what are some of the things or some of the elements that you will be covering for those people who are interested in learning more about this particular business or something like that?
So in the course, we talk about stocks, different stocks you can invest in, different ETFs you can invest in, where to find them, where to find the information on them. We talk about what states are changing their laws. We also talk about the conference. They have a and they call it MJ conference, but they call it a Mary Jane conference. But it was just in New Orleans, but in the fall it's going to be in Las Vegas, and I'm going because there's companies there now who are like, they got a coffee infused with marijuana. They got snacks and candies infused with marijuana. You know, if anybody's seen Snoop Dogg is a multimillionaire just off the marijuana alone. I think he made like 26 million last year off his marijuana dispensaries and candies and such last year. And there's over like 26 rappers we even talk about who are all owning dispensaries in the course, because I'm like, what happens is a lot of rappers are telling you one thing, but they're doing the opposite. They're investing in marijuana. They're listening to, you know, Magic Johnson. They're listening to these other people on how to invest their money, because if they don't tour, they don't eat. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is. And so now they need to figure out, okay, I'm tired of touring every year. How can I make this money work for me? So, but that's just some of the stuff that's in the course that helps people.
I've heard that, you know, people are developing their own strains of weed now, and I mean, I may be behind that, but I don't really, not a big weed smoker.
I don't get high. I don't do with weed. You know, I'm a square. Call me whatever you want. But like the industry and the money that's going there is just like, woo. Like you gotta be paying attention to how much money is moving. Mm-hmm. There's like one black lady who has a dispensary that's really popular right now. I forgot her name on the top of my head, but like this chick alone, I think she went from like, you know, a $1 million balled up money with some other people partnership to now it's like 52 million. And it's only been like 2 years. So it's like, she's one of the most popular already. She's a small player, very small player. And a lot of people, this is what they say. Well, I'm in Georgia and I ain't moving to Colorado. I ain't moving to Seattle. I ain't doing that, Erika. I'm gonna wait till it get to Georgia. Well, by the time it gets to Atlanta or Florida or Alabama, like you want, big name companies are going to come in and you're not going to be able to even compete. Right. So I think that's my problem, is a lot of people are not paying attention, and they want to wait till it gets in their backyard. Same thing with tax liens. When I had the tax lien course, they're like, well, what about my county? I'm like, you can invest anywhere with the internet. You can invest anywhere. Why are you trying to limit yourself to Marietta, Georgia? Like, figure it out. You know what I mean? So
let's talk a little bit about the tax lien situation, because people may not be necessarily so familiar with how it works. I know what a tax lien is, but if you can kind of maybe go into detail for somebody who might not understand, like, how they can benefit from such a thing.
Sure. So tax liens are government-backed money, right? Now, the way I'm going to say that is, you know, everybody gets a tax bill to their house. And, you know, here's the thing, right? So my mom lives in North Carolina. She's got a giant house on the lake. Her tax bill is $1,200 or something a year for the size house she has, which is crazy because in Texas it'd be like $4,000. And in other cities, you know, different cities have different prices. Sometimes South Carolina is $400, depending on where you live. Well, if you don't pay your bill to the city's like, we still have budgets to maintain. We still got to pay the garbage man. We still got to pay people. We got to keep the roads clean. We can't wait on you not to pay your bill. Mm-hmm. So what they end up doing is they will go and auction your tax lien. And then, so they call it a tax lien, and it's government backed. So I'm really popular for the Florida area and for South Carolina. These are two big areas I work really hard in for my clients in California. Mm-hmm. and other cities. For example, Florida has some that we call OTCs. OTCs are over the counter. They're ones that we would call leftovers, and they already start at 18%. So let's say you have that tax lien for a year or 2 years and it goes to auction. You're not first person on the auction, but whoever buys it at auction, you get your money straight off the back with 18% interest. Same thing goes for South Carolina, right? A lot of times, a lot of these tax lien auctions go October, November, December. Why is that? What's happening in October, November, December?
Like Christmas, right?
November, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. People ain't paying their tax bill.
Shit. That makes sense.
What I mean? So it's like, what's crazy is I'm telling people, I'm like, look, this is how you do it. Because a lot of times people aren't paying attention during the holidays. So if you are paying attention, you know, I've got like 10, my last 10 I've got 3 out of South Carolina and the rest came out of Florida. out of way low Orange County or whatever. But I had one in Duval County, but that was a while ago. And what happens is a lot of people just don't pay on time, right? It's not that they don't pay. Same thing with their credit. It's not that they don't pay. They just don't pay on time. Or what they do is South Carolina has a 95 to 98% redemption rate, where people just turn around and pay in March when it's Uncle Sam time. So that's a lot of what happens is people pay it. They just don't pay on time. And with the city, you can make payments, right? So let's say you're elderly, you're on Social Security. Oh, I can't pay my tax bill. Well, that ain't a problem. They let you make payments. So it's one of those things.
Okay. Let me just do this real quick, guys. We have 104 people watching right now.
But it's a lot of comments over there, man. Y'all are, I can't even look at you. Y'all are lit up today. So hit that like button.
So guys, do me a favor. Let's all subscribe to, thank you, Doug. He's putting her channel, Ericka Williams,
thank you, Doug,
in the chat. You can also go, for those people who are watching the stream, you can go in the description. You can go to her YouTube channel. I'm also going to put her website up there, which is classyscl.com for her blog. And let me also do this, Ericka, because you're such a very inspirational person in the way that you come across on YouTube. Shout out to Eric P for the 420 super chat. Let's talk about this, because a lot of African Americans, I really deal in only Black male. I'm one of the few YouTubers on this whole entire site that just deal with just African American male issues and concerns only. That's all I deal with. Right. I don't deal with anything else. But I think your intro video on your channel is respective of how a lot of people feel, especially in Black America, as if America is a bad country. I need to get the fuck out of the matrix. We need to get out of here. And you bring up some good points in your intro. Stay motivated, stay confident. America is a great country. Let's talk about that intro video that you put up, and what was the inspiration of that particular message on your intro video on your YouTube page?
So what ended up happening is I ended up talking to a Vietnamese guy who came here. He was on a student visa in Georgetown, Texas. And he opened up a gas station. Well, here's the problem. The gas station didn't have gas. It just had snacks inside. He bought it from some guy through some kind of, weird way. And he took all his savings he had. And it was crazy that he did this. But the thing is, he was like, America's the golden ticket. And I was listening to him. And as soon as he said it, I was like, you're right. Like, I'm from a military family. Ton of my family members are cops, but they did military before in football. But if you talk to foreigners who come here, they are like, this is the golden ticket. Does it have problems? Does America have problems? Sure, it really does. But it's like the golden ticket. And so a lot of times when I hear people complain, and there's something you guys said a few videos ago when I was watching your channel about it being self-inflicted. Like, prime example, my brother, our mom and our family is pretty well to do. And he would hang out over there in certain areas where, Section 8 or projects or whatever, trying to pick up girls. And what was funny is they'd be like, why are you over here?
That is true.
And he would get robbed. And my mom be like, I'm not buying you any more shoes or no shit, because that's stupid. Like, you're trying to hang out with hood kids and you're not hood. And it was just the funniest thing. But that's part of what made me do that video, because it's so true. I mean, we have our problems in America, don't get me wrong, but 99% of the time, like, this is the golden ticket. And people are like dying across the borders of Texas, because I'm in Austin, Texas right now. People are like, they find bodies all the time. People trying to crawl across the border. They dehydrated. I mean, even the ranchers that are here. I mean, you hear a lot of people act like, man, we don't want those illegals. But like, ranchers are so tired of finding bodies that they leave water. They freely get in their little golf cart and they'll put water jugs along the border, because they're like, yo, these people are willing to crawl through a desert to get here. Damn it, give them some water. You know what I mean? And I'm here in Austin, and there's whole plazas in Spanish. And I'll say the conversation changes. When I talk to people and I say I own a business, been owning it for 5 years, like Africans and immigrants and Asians, it's the level of respect when they're talking to you is a whole different level. It's like, whoop, just a whole different level. And right now, what I'm really proud of YouTube and what I'm seeing is a lot of Black males who are like, you know what? I don't have to work at this job where they're talking to me funny. I can go drive my car for Uber. I can go and invest in other things. You got a lot of Jermaine Ellis's out there. He's a big popular kid on YouTube. You can do anything. You can travel. Your visa in America gives you such status I'm not trying to be like this flag waver, but I am, because I've just seen my family just go, you can do anything. Like, that's a limiting mindset that these people are putting on themselves, that, I'm in America and I'm a black man, I'm gonna get shot, I can't do anything. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen that. You know what I mean? So it's
let me talk to you about this, because also you have a blog, and you also and I'm on your site right now. It's a very, very good blog. And in fact, if I could do the negromanosphere.com over again, probably what I would have done was I would have went to you or Glendon first, or you or both of you guys, and actually had a certain kind of mission on the blog, kind of keep it more afloat. But let's talk about, you also have a blog also. Let's talk about how powerful having a blog is to a lot of people, because maybe they don't understand, outside of having a YouTube channel. How has your blog helped elevate the thing that you're trying to do with your courses and as far as your own branding?
And so here's the crazy thing. When people are like, I don't need no website, I ain't trying to do no blog, that's lame, nobody reads. You'd be amazed. 90% of my clients are white and Hispanic. And what they'll do is they may watch the channel, but then they go and look for websites. They're looking for more documentation that you're a real person. You got a legit business. You're doing something real. And even though I have a small YouTube channel, I'm doing almost $9,000 a month, but it's also because people can see there's a track pattern. I've been doing videos for years. I got a website. I'm a legit person. You can find me. I have an office. I have a fax machine. I have numbers. And I think blogging is so powerful. There was a guy, his name is Ernest White. That's his name. Flybrother.com. This dude was the first Black dude blogging, travel blogging, before everybody ever did it. And he was out in like 2005. And he was in Brazil, living his best life. He was on news. He was doing all these articles. And I met him from his blog. And he wrote a list of 100 blogs of other Black people on other parts of the world. And that just opened my eyes. I was like, I got to do this. I got to have a blog. Like, this guy was before anybody else I saw. And I was just like, yes, this is how you do it. You have this platform and you can connect to people all over the world. And there's here's the thing. I meet a lot of Black guys who know a ton about sports, and they'll be talking to you about 30 minutes about sports. And I'm like, why don't you just do a blog or a podcast and bring one of you and your friends on and talk about sports? You'd be shocked how fast you get an audience because you're knowledgeable. And so it's one of those things.
Let me just, ask you this, because I mean, we have the, like my blog and things of this nature, but some people, they may say, well, YouTube, with your respect to your channel or my channel, it's easier to grab an audience on YouTube. Let me just keep my YouTube channel. And, people, they may not like to read. And in our case, I know that you have probably a multinational audience, because you do have at least, I think 20% of your audience is Black. That's your customer base. But
oh yeah. It's more than, when it comes to commenting on the videos, you see 80% Black comments. I've even had white ladies go, is it okay to comment? I'm like, girl, anytime you want to comment, don't be afraid. Please comment. And so, that's the thing about YouTube. It connects you to anybody. Would I have met any of these ladies in public somewhere? I don't think so, but I think the blog helps add to the resume.
Okay.
Trying to say it in a nice way. It adds to the resume. You're going to get more traffic. You can get more traffic via YouTube, but you can also run ads on Google AdWords, because, I tested Google AdWords at $50 for certain keywords every month. And I get traffic from there where people are like, I never met you before. I never seen a YouTube video, but I found you on one of the ads for investing, and boom, here I am on your blog. So don't doubt the internet. It still has a lot of power.
Okay. Let's talk more about, because a lot of brothers are working, because you're saying you're making, 9 or 10 grand a month now, in what you do for your courses and stuff like this, and you teach other people how to make money. How long did it take, let's say, for what you're doing, because you're an expert in what you're doing, how long did it take from you to, go transition from the 9-to-5 job, or did you ever, when you graduated East Carolina, did you go directly into the industry or to a job, or did you go into this?
So I did a combination of both. I took a job, then I was like, man, this is not working. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was like, this is not working. I went to I went to back home to Fayetteville, North Carolina, opened up a coffee shop across from Fayetteville State University, had it for 2 years. They started working on the road construction. It messed up our traffic. Me and 4 other businesses went under during that time frame. And what I learned towards the end, I went to a conference and it was like, sell your coffee on Amazon, sell your stuff online. And everything I could have implemented, I should have implemented 6 months earlier. So that started my transition to like, okay, I can work for myself, but now I need to start over. So at the same time, I also didn't get married at that time. So I ended up moving to Texas. So there's this whole story in itself, but I ended up moving to Texas. And I went into the apartment industry because I was like, I work for my family in real estate. This is going to be easy. I can work in the apartment industry here. And what I learned when I got here, which is eye-opening, like just the tactics, the procedures, like a lot of stuff made me like really uncomfortable. Also, some of the racism at the job, honestly, from white ladies was like, this is crazy. The things they would say to clients and residents, it just upset me greatly. And so what I ended up doing is starting to find ways to make money on the side till I could open my next business. Right. And so as I'm like doing part-time jobs, I'm driving, delivering pizzas, I'm doing all this part-time stuff. I'm like, yo, I need to document this. I need to show people what I'm doing, because I was surprised at how much money I was making on the side. This was my day job, but on the side. And when I was in the office one day, I was doing billing. I was a billings manager, which is like an assistant manager, but you just do the bills. And I saw the guy who was 34 and he was kind of goofy and he was making $500,000 off of our one apartment complex of 700 units, because we needed all the units turned almost at one time. We had like 100 units empty. They needed to all be painted. We were changing the color of the complex. And it was like, yo, this kid is painting apartments and made $500,000. I'm in the wrong industry. So I started a painting company with my friend Andrew here in Austin, Texas. And we started just doing residential painting and fencing. And then at that point, I was like, peace out all other side jobs. I focused on that and growing the channel more and more and more at that point. But it took about a good time. Like, there's a thing Glendon says, ask for the money. It's so true. Like, it wasn't until I started being on my YouTube channel saying, look, you want to talk to me? Here's the button. Click the button. You can call. Okay. And you can pay and you call. Like, you want to. And I felt like I kept talking about the same stuff over and over. So I was like, yo, I'm going to record myself answering people's questions and put it in a course. Okay, I'm gonna record some of these questions I'm always getting and put it in a book, right? Smartphone Millionaire. How do you invest? I'm ready to
buy that book right now.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate
it. For those, y'all know I like to support Black business, so I hope I got some more money, because y'all know I was tricking the other night. Let me see if it'll go through. But keep talking. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this book right now.
From Amazon, you know what I mean? Or you can get the PDF from my website. The choice is yours. Okay. But what I realized is people had money. They just needed like instruction. Like, hey, what is the next thing to do? And what's funny is I was so surprised that like I had so many white people calling, so many Asian people, so many Hispanic people. It was like refreshing. And it also, I started talking to Black couples who were like, I would say the top 20, right? I'd have Black couples who were the wife's making 80, he's doing 100,000 a year, and they just trying to figure out where they start in real estate or where they're going to invest. And I would be so like taken aback, like, wow, like there's really Black people out here doing it really big. And so that's when I started meeting, Charles Ogilvie of Todd Capital, Black Seed Fund Group from the guy from Houston. And he's an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer, puts on a hard hat, cool Black guy. And I would meet all these guys who were really doing it. And that's when I started investing and just sharing that more and more and more with everybody I could. Because I feel like Dr. Boyce Watkins had some wake in helping Black people, like Black people in businesses, but it was rumbling before that. It was going for years before that. Like there was a big kind of push up of people before that. So.
Okay. So I purchased this
on the Amazon.
No, I purchased it on your website.
Oh, thank you. You get a PDF right to you, baby.
It's going to come. It's like Big Real Estate Life. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I have the shorter handle, but I can't put. You can't put websites on your top chat in your chat box. So.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to mess it up, but if anybody,
it just comes to you at some point, or.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
it's bit.ly/thegame9. I was going to make that bit.ly for your people on there, but I'll put it in. Let me see if I can put it in the phone now.
Okay.
It doesn't let you do websites.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a moderator in the chat, and then that way you can. You can do, if you comment in the chat, I'll make your moderator.
Oh,
And you
okay.
can
It let me kind of do it, but you guys just take that space out of the bit.ly and I'll send you straight to the link and y'all
yes.
can use the code
Yeah.
Oshay Show. Get you 40% off everything almost.
Look, so guys, so Erika, I posted that on her. So guys, I can't wait to read the book. So want to thank her for that. So you can go ahead and post whatever you need. Let's talk about this book because just the title of it alone is a really good book. It's Smartphone Millionaire. And the copy says How to Lend to People, Real Estate, and Business in the Palm of Your Hands. What was the inspiration of this particular book?
So I started getting like super into crowdfunding sites, and there was like 50 different real estate crowdfunding sites. So remember I was telling you I was working like 2 jobs. I'm working on doing this stuff. I'm trying to make all this extra money on the side. And I was like, okay, this money has to go somewhere. You paid off all your debt. Okay, the money has to go somewhere or you're just gonna be broke and busted, right? So I started putting money into these sites. And at one point I had 600 lending club notes. And then at one point I had like a bunch of money over to Prosper, but I moved some of that. But what I end up doing is like stacking it like a ladder. Like, so I made a little PDF called Ladder Income. And people were like, oh, what is that about? And I was like, well, I do this with my money and this is how I stack it. And then my appendix went out, yo. Like I'm like crawling in a hospital. Come to find out it was my appendix. And I'm laying in the bed and every day I had money coming in, either monthly dividend stocks or some way, somehow, something I had invested in the past 9 months was coming in every day. And I was like, boom, the light bulb went off, but I didn't make the book yet. And I just kept doing it like that for monthly dividend stocks, real estate, REITs. I just kept investing and you could just see it. You could see the dividends coming back to you. But I think the problem is a lot of people are short-sighted, right? They do something for a month and they're like, I don't want to do that. Or a lot of people, and I hate to say black people, but a lot of people are looking for the flip. Like, I'm going to take this $100 and I want this $100 to be 1,000 next week, Erika. And you'd be like, y'all, like that's not realistic. Or I want to take $25. And I think that's problem with the Tulsa real estate fund as well. Like, I think he's doing the best he can, Jay Morrison, to promote this fund. But a lot of dudes are like, well, if I give you my $500, what are it going to turn into? I'm like, 10% interest, bro. Like, what do you mean it's going to turn into? You're going to get a couple of dollars every month. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like that kind of thing. That's why I made the book, essentially.
Let's talk about, because I have heard of Jay Morrison. Shout out to, there's been a moderator that has put the $500 into that. But let me talk about dealing with, because obviously you're African-American, just like I am. And, I do have a strong preference for my African-Americans as a group. I hate most of y'all most of the time, but I love you more than I hate you. I really do. I really, and since I've been out of the country, I've been more willing to help our African-American people because I see us as more of a distinct group since I've been living overseas. So I'm starting to, and you'll notice that when you come to Italy, you have a great, you can be here for a year, right?
So I'm trying to do a month. Right now, the painting company, everything's going good. Thank God I have a partner who does most of the stuff. I'm going to be trying to do a month in Italy in September.
Okay.
Then go to Montenegro, and then go to Greece.
Okay.
And try to stretch it from there. Like okay. I'm doing all this visiting the Grand Canyon and Alaska and Canada right now, because then I know I want to go out of the country for a little bit. And I've been setting it up so I could do that and hiring people so I can be kind of out of the loop. But yeah, so hopefully Oshay will come join me in Italy for a day or two.
Yeah, you gotta come out there and get that pizza, girl. When you come in.
Listen, I'm working with my personal trainer right now trying to get right. But literally, my personal trainer's like, "Are you for real?" I'm like, "I'm for real." Like,
you come in August, yeah?
September. I'm trying to do September.
Oh, September. Okay, I'll still be here.
Yeah. Get some of them pickpockets out of there.
In dealing with some of us, though, and I gotta say, because obviously we don't have, at least with NegroMinistry.com, we don't have any products, let's say, for sale. We do have a free ebook, but me and that a lot of black people, if you charge and it's too much, if it's free, they don't want to fuck with it.
Free, they don't see. This is the thing. People don't realize when you don't put no money off, when you don't put no money in it, no skin in the game, you don't respect it. And you know how I know? I did the thing Glenda did. I tried to give 1 or 2 free courses for a while, and to me, I'd have 1,000 people sign up. and only 10% would even open the course. They would just get it to get it. There's a lot of people just getting courses right now and they're not opening them or doing what they say they're going to do. And so when I started charging, I even raised my prices. You saw genuine people who really want to work with you still pay and still work with you. Because when you put $1,000 up to figure out how to buy real estate and us go put hand in hand and figure out how to buy your real estate deal, you're going to work with me. You're going to get your money's worth. Right. $1,000 isn't something to laugh at. So
let me talk about this complex, like when you were trying to get people to call, they're trying to call you to hook up complex. Did you get a lot of us, because you're African American and you are educated and you are knowledgeable in these things, but a lot of our people trying to not pay and just call and all this shit?
Well, the funny thing is when you start with them, this is what I tell people: never offer free calls. People get mad at me for that. A lot of women get mad at me for that because there's all these women coaching and they're like, I want to give you a free 15-minute call. I'm like, boo-boo. They're going to get their answers done in 15 minutes and never pay you again. Do not do that. Lead with value. Lead with revenue. It's something we learned in real estate too, but lead with revenue. And so when I would put a $15, I gave 3 options. I gave a $15, a $50, and a $100. When I had people pay the $100, they were about doing something. When people pay for the $15, sometimes I got a lot of those, what we say, Negroes who want to do a 30-minute call. I'm like, no, boo, you pay for $15 for 10 minutes. It's a quick call. We're getting out of here and being done. But that's just the thing. It's like if you really have a serious problem, you'll pay and get rid of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You'll pay and fix it. So
with respect to the non-Black clients, how do non-Black clients who watch your videos on YouTube and want to do business, how do they treat you, let's say, in respect to African-American clientele? Like, is there a difference? Or
I think here's the thing: people have to respect you and to some degree like you. Like if they respect you, they partner with their money, they're coming with the real, right? So I have a lot of Hispanic clients who are like, oh, I love that you're in Texas. Can you help me with my credit? Can you help me with my business credit? I want to start a construction company. So you have some of those. I also have a lot of white people who are, struggling with money, just like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And I think when people see there's an option to pay, they do expect good customer service. And so I think I've had a lot of good, diverse clients, right? So even on the flip side, my Black clients that pay, I tell you, the Black people that call me, I consider them sometimes the top 20%. I get a lot of truckers who are like, yo, I got a stack. What you want me to do with this money? I've got a lot of Black couples who are like in their early 30s and she want to go home and raise these babies. And he like, yo, I'm making 100, she making 80. We need us both to work to stack this money. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times it's just a problem. I'm doing a lot of problem solving. Like, what's the quickest way for either your wife to go home and chill with the kids? What's the quickest way for y'all to buy some real estate? I know you've seen me talk with Hood Estates lately about buying a truck. I'm not going to ride in the truck. I'm not going to drive the truck. I'm just going to own the truck and somebody else is going to drive it. And I will be a third-party logistics company. And there's some technicals about that. I'm not going to finish talking about that and be careful of that one. But the reason I'm doing that is to show there's mad ways to make money. Hood Estates, they always say how a lot of Black guys come to them and say, well, I'm a felon. I can't do anything with trucking. Okay, bro, I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about owning a truck. If you can get qualified to buy a car, you can get qualified to buy a truck. See, the key here is your thought process. A $48,000 truck is equivalent to a $50,000 Escalade. The difference is you're not driving the semi truck. You're being a company. Mm-hmm. And there's just there's a rabbit hole. I could talk about this all day. I don't want to go crazy. I know you're talking about long-winded customers.
A lot of and shout out for those brothers that are in the chat right now. I'm gonna look in the chat. For those of you who are truck drivers, because y'all niggas know the truck drivers, they love this channel and we love you niggas too. We love y'all. I actually have a podcast called The Truck Stop. I see Brother BP Thomas Trucking is there. Press 1 if you are a trucker. I just want to do this to see who's there. Brother Freelance. We have so many brothers that are truckers.
I saw Adam L said there's a lot of DOT and crap involved. Well, Adam, the type of investing I'm talking about with trucks, you are just a company, and the company that you're using is providing you a lot of coverage. Okay. You're literally paying $180 in insurance, cheap bobtail insurance, not cheap bobtail insurance, but insurance. And they're dealing with a lot of the heavy load side of it. But I hear what you're saying, Adam L. A lot of truckers do. I mean, that's why I don't try to go too far into it, because I like Hood Estates explains it a little bit better for you guys.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do a review. When I go buy my truck in 2 weeks, then I'll be able to do a better review and tell y'all how it went.
Okay, and definitely, I think you should come back. I mean, here's the thing, because we have some truckers right there. Let me ask you a question, because I have a big trucker following. We actually have a podcast called The Truck Stop that I do for the brothers. It's pre-recorded. And then, as you know, like most guys, Man of Tomorrow, he is a fleet owner, Ghana Dan. What are some of the questions that a lot of our trucker brothers, shout out to Southern Boy, what are some of the questions that our truckers, when they contact you, what are some of the questions or scenarios that they have, just in case for the brothers that are in the trucking and they might want to be your potential customer? What are some of the things that you feel, kind of questions that they ask you when they want to contact you?
Number one is credit. Number two, getting their business started right, business bank accounts, being able to buy another truck, sometimes being able to lease their truck, trying to get that owner operator status, trying to get, insurance, just changing levels in what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Because there's levels to it. If there's truckers in there, y'all can comment better than I can. My uncle owns a trucking company in North Carolina, but I've never been in his business that way. I just know there's levels to owner operating, how much you're getting paid. How much a driver is getting paid that drives a company truck gets paid versus how much someone who's an owner operator makes. There's different in prices, right? So that's a lot of their questions, is trying to get a truck, trying to get, Eric Robinson, trying to get a good mechanic, trying to find young guys to replace them so they can get off the road and somebody else can drive their truck. That's a very popular question. Mm-hmm. Where can they market to? Okay, they wife and them want to get in on it. Now she wants to be part of the business. And there's a thing called JTracker. I think I'm saying the website wrong, but it might be jtracker.com. Mm-hmm. And it helps people find loads, to transport. And so it's a lot of stuff to it. But one part that's really cool is, like, I don't know if you guys know about having your kids work for you, per se, quote unquote. So it used to be $6,000 tax credit. If you had your kids working for you, your kids are 12 to 18 or whatever, sometimes younger, and they work for you doing whatever. And so you have a $6,000 credit write-off. Well, now, because of Trump, thank God for Trump, it's up to 12 grand. So what I tell people is there's a lot of people with kids who are putting their kids as part-time workers, and they're getting that $12,000 tax write-off this year coming up. Mm-hmm. So, imagine a guy with 3 kids. He's on a truck. He's on the road. Trucking is way in demand. Right now, if you want to make 6 figures in West Texas, driving trucks in the oil fields, you can make it. You want to make 150, you can make it. When I knew trucking is hitting a high point is there's an Asian guy called Chiang Mai. Y'all might be able to say his name better or tell me what his name is. But he's Asian, went to college, and is driving trucks. Now, you can say what you want about stereotypes, but a lot of Asian people are like, why are you driving trucks? And he's like, yo, this is where the money is. I got my truck. I'm driving. I'm making all this money. Like he was saying, his first year, he made 170, but of course, taxes, fees, other stuff, lot of reasons. And the reason, I know I'm going to piss somebody off. Somebody said, damn already. But the reason I say God bless Trump is I think under Obama, I love Obama. Love his wife, thought his wife, hey, get that booty, whatever. I loved Obama's. But what I love about Trump is a lot of people, and I'll say Black people, woke up. Like, oh shit, I need to invest my money. I need to have some retirement. Trump is not playing. I need to kind of get focused because it's one of those things where it's like, money is important. Money is important. Investments are important. And I think when Trump came into office, that woke a lot of people up. So I don't like the man per se. I don't like his manners. I think he's crude. But I think in terms of my business picking up tenfold ever since Trump came in office, and people like, yo, I need to get investing like right now. I like him for that. So. No,
I mean, definitely. I cannot, and I will say, listen, you niggas know how I feel about Donald Trump. I like the motherfucker. So
he's crude as hell, but like to me, like they make jokes about him being a poor man.
Full of shit. I like him. He tell it like it is. So he don't give a damn about what you think. That's what I like about his ass. He do some retarded shit, but he just like me. He don't give a fuck.
So, well, and here's the thing. I don't know if you saw this because you're overseas, but maybe people in the comments saw it. There was a white lady at Cheddar's, and there was 2 Black ladies who were in their military uniforms. One was pregnant, and the woman was going off. Like she's like trying to slap them. How dare you cut across us in traffic and all this stuff. It was crazy. And people were like, yeah, we're going to get her. We're going to make sure she loses her job and stuff. Well, what they didn't realize is this lady and her son and her whole family live on 5 acres. They got businesses. They got investments all over that area. So it didn't matter if you called her job and she didn't have her job anymore. They have businesses. They have assets. And to me, you get an attitude and a swagger that's different when you have businesses and assets. Mm-hmm. And I can see it with women. When I'm at conferences, I can see it with men. You know, my boss that I had before, she had a military contract for rubberized oil pans. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't go too crazy into it. She made millions of dollars now, but her patent only lasts for 12 years. So China came in after that 12 years and started taking all her money. But when she made that 30 mil, she left that first husband, got a different second husband. Like just her whole swagger was different. Same thing with my male boss I had. I had a black boss who, you know, he had a wife, but we knew what was going on. He was just going around town doing what he wanted to do, but he had like 12 Sprint stores. Wow. And it's just like one of those things of the attitude difference and the lifestyle difference. And I think I told you yesterday when I was on the panel, if you make 10K a month in the United States, you're in the top 20%. Like how much? 10K a month, just 10K a month. You're in the top 20% because the average American makes either 28,000 a year or 35,000 a year. So a lot of these guys that drive trucks, they know they're making good money, but they just got to have somewhere to put it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. So guys, let me do this real quick. And brothers, thank you so much for
they've been live in the comments. I feel bad not answering them. I'm so used to on my show, I go in the comments and answer people's questions. Yeah. So I feel bad that they're saying stuff in here and I just like
you got 163. Now, people watching now, guys, get the likes up on the videos. Let me do this real quick because I got Lucario in a few minutes. And so I forgot we had a show planned, but let me do this. What'd you say?
You got shows all day.
You know, I got to keep these Negroes entertained, man. If I don't, they'll be, oh shit, why you ain't doing no shows today, man? You ain't doing no shows. So we have 160 people watching, guys. Do me a favor, let's get the likes up on the video. I need everybody to subscribe to Erika, and I promise if she wants to come back this week, we definitely could do it as early as because we're going to cut this a little short, but just do this real quick. I'm gonna put all our information as far as the website. I've already bought the book. I will want everybody support this sister, right? And the reason why I say that is because she's here all the time. She was on the panel last night. She came on. Really, I'm not too. Y'all know how I am about really letting women on my panels like that.
Listen, but hey, I was very cautious too. I was like, I don't want to step on no toes. I like what y'all do. I like what you're doing.
It was nice. We enjoyed the company, but she really is a good sister. She's in here. I really feel that she really has a heart for the community and really wants to see a lot of brothers make it. I think that this is a person that you brothers that have questions. And little brother BP Thomas Trucker said, "Bring her back, Oshay." They like you. So
Mac City had me last night. Mac City had me all teary-eyed. I was like, oh, yeah, strings, Mac City.
Yeah, and the thing about it is you know what? And I want to say this before, because we have a show with Lucario. So we got a business show. We got some game for you brothers tonight. A lot of people really feel like these black men don't have any money, that these niggas ain't really shit. I know you don't feel that way.
Man, it's not true.
Yeah, because you see my super chats that's on my little show and on a small channel, and these brothers support all the time. They support on Patreon. They buy products. They're a big consumer base. They're many times they ignored consumer base in the United States.
Oh yeah.
No, nobody wants to sell to the black man. Nobody wants to provide any real services for them. And these guys are $600 billion spending power. So guys, this is what you can do if you want to buy any of the products here. We'll talk quickly.
I put the code in there. 40% off. Code is Oshay Show. I just want to make sure I gave y'all something good.
Yeah, in the what's the website they can go to? See, is it the classyscl.com?
He's been sharing it. It's the one that says Big Real Estate Life. Thank you so much, Doug. You're awesome. He's been sharing it nonstop up there. The Big Real Estate Life. If you just click that link, and if you want to buy something, you just put the Oshay in the promo code, and you get 40% off.
Yeah, so that means like the book that I spent $25 for, if you put 40% off the Oshay Show, that means you get it for $15, right?
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff in there. I mean, here's the thing, and like, there's so many topics we could hit on in the future. But like, the reason I like Oshay and I like Aaron Clary and all these people is I have a lot of male cousins who were in the military, and they actually got full custody of their children, and they started businesses, and so I know it's possible. I see guys out here working hard, and like I'm in Austin, Texas, and we have a lot of tech brothers out here and a lot of brothers with startups out here. So it's like I see these black guys all the time. So when people are talking about black men ain't doing nothing, I'm like, where are y'all meeting these losers? Get up out of them areas, like move to another side of town. And so I like connecting with guys like you. So
yeah, and so guys, again, like I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say thanks, Doug. He's doing great.
Yeah, Doug is the shit. So so then let me see, 40% off code is
Oshay Show.
Oshay Show. And so guys, I'm putting it also in the description, so you can also do that. So for those people who want to watch the replay, you want to go back over this, look at the catalog of the things she has. She's some really good courses. I bought the book. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a very, very, very good read. She's here all the time, almost all the time. And Erika, you're definitely welcome. If you want to come back as early as tomorrow.
I know you got a busy schedule. You are a busy man, but you are welcome to come to Italy when I get down there. You're welcome.
I'm gonna take some of Eric Robinson food stamps that he gonna let me and get a ticket. We'll do that. So Erika, definitely let's come back and do another topic this week if you're free. And we'll keep it as long as longer than this. But I thank you for coming. Is there anything else you want to say before we close it out?
Hey, thank you guys. You guys have so many great comments in the chat. Super crazy. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the compliments. I'm reading them as we're doing it. I appreciate it. I go to Canada next week, but I do have some free time this week. So I hope to see you guys again. Okay,
we'll do it this week for sure. I have Dr. Meadows tomorrow. But we can even do it. We can do it. Let's do it for Thursday. No. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? We can do it tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. I don't have anything to do with tomorrow.
Keep me posted. As long as you don't bring on the bully ABL, I think I'll be okay.
yeah, ABL will fucking think up.
Cracks me up. I actually like ABL. I think he does a great job, but like.
All right. Okay. So guys, we're coming back in a few minutes in the name of the show that me and Lucario fan is gonna do. So guys, don't go nowhere. That is called "If You Think Your Girl Is Faithful, You Are a Fool." So let's.
You wow! Y'all wilding out today.
All right. So thank you again, Erika. Thank you, brothers, again, and go ahead and check their websites out and all the questions. Subscribe to her channel. I'll put the emails, everything you need from her in the description, and you guys can contact her directly. She's here almost a few times a week, and we'll definitely get you in contact with her. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace out, everybody.